What is a popular belief that is scientifically proven wrong? Hiding under a highway overpass is actually not a good way to survive a tornado. It has been scientifically proven that the wind gets concentrated and the speeds increase underneath the overpass. If you're already shielded by a bridge girder or something similar, you'll just get swept away and mulched. Your best bet for survival, if you cannot escape the tornado, is to find the nearest deep ditch or hole. That's just a rumor that was started by a tornado. Same with the open windows to equalize pressure myth. Definitely got started by a clever tornado. Source for that being a myth, as well as a few more tornado facts. https://weather.gov/media/lsx/wcm/Tuesday_16 PDF right parenthesis. Goldfish have a 3-second memory. They don't, and supposedly, you can even train them to do tricks. I proved this once in my backyard. We had goldfish and some guys who used to come over and messed with the fish. They had stopped hanging for a long time due to some drama. One day they showed back up. So I would step up to the fish pond and they would come to the surface looking for food. Other random people would walk up and they would just swim around. If any of those guys walked up, they immediately went and hid from them. This was the first time they saw them in more than a year. I never understood it just on the basis of them swimming to the top for food when they see someone. If goldfish truly only had 3-second memories, then it stands to reason they'd completely forget who fed them, and even where their food came from. Maybe it tastes like a dozer tree make noise when it falls in the forest, and moons around to hear a type deal. Maybe the fish always come to the surface for food, but we think it tastes only when we come, because that's the only time we see them. Actually, no, goldfish are naturally, for the most part, bottom feeders. Cracking knuckles equals arthritis. There was a guy who only cracked the knuckles on his right hand his whole life to test this. He had no real difference between his hands arthritis-wise. Yeah, some scientist guy spent 60 years doing that experiment. It's actually just gas between your joints. I keep having to explain this to all my family who keeps telling me to stop cracking them. I will never stop. Yet, nukes and toes. The toes are the best. Also, there's a deep thump up where it meets the wrist. So satisfying. That deep thump up hits. A frog thrown in a pot of boiling water will jump out immediately. If a frog is put in a pot of cool water, and that water is slowly warmed, the frog won't notice and boil to death. This is indeed false. https://b/a2bdcix4n7q. I love this one. We slowly boiled the water and the frog didn't jump out. Carrot. After we removed most of its brain right parenthesis also, if you throw a frog into boiling water, it's not going to jump out, it's going to fucking die. Day 1. We removed the mosquito's 2 front legs and said fly. The insect indeed flew. Day 2. We removed 2 more legs, and then proceeded to say fly. The mosquito did fly. Day 3. We removed the mosquito's wings and said fly. The mosquito didn't fly. Conclusion. After removing mosquito's wings, it loses its ability to hear. If you remove a fly's wings, does it become a walk? No. As per our research, it makes them deaf. So they're leopards now. Most deaf. Most dietary information that is widely accepted by the public was from studies that have been proven wrong since the 70s. Mine told me to not have any MSG, so don't eat any Chinese food while pregnant. MSG was seen as bad back then, but it is literally not bad. Lol. What do Chinese people eat when they are pregnant? When my wife was pregnant, someone told her not to eat any of Thai food, because it's all bad for pregnancy. I wondered same thing. What do pregnant people eat in Thailand? In Thailand they just call it food. That's why it's okay. I bet they do not eat American food there while pregnant. If they're smart, they never eat American food. Anything along the lines of the average person eats 8 spiders in their sleep during the course of their life, yada yada yada. Right? Those are lucky numbers. Whoa, no way, we found him spiders jog. That if you shave it'll grow back longer and thicker. Cut off dick, instructions unclear. Nah, you got it, man. These things take time. Trust the process. It's only because it grows back with a flat end and sharp edges that it seems thicker. For hairs too. That rice will make the birds who eat it explode. Birds eat rice all the time. It's actually good for them, especially brown rice. I believe this myth was made up so people would stop throwing rice at weddings, but harming the birds was international risk. It was getting rice grains stuck in your ear that was. I was so sure you were wrong that I looked it up, and you are right, haha. Character editor open to changing their mind. Moment for the history books, folks. We can all learn from this moment. I will forever remember where I was for this momentous occasion. Redditing on the toilet. That blood is blue until it comes into contact with air. My grandma, when I was very little, used to tell me that I was royalty because my blood veins were blue and only royalty had blue blood. 3 Rip, Gramps. That is actually where the phrase blue blood comes from. In temperate climes, noblemen were paler due to not having to work outside all day, and their blood vessel walls, which is where the blue comes from, not the blood itself, were more visible. Being pale was actually considered fashionable for most of history. Partly for this reason, tans wouldn't become an attractive trait until the 20th century. Lightning never strikes in one place twice. Right? The Empire State Building gets hit about a few dozen times per year. Never at the same place. See, the Earth rotates and flies through space. And. This is why there is lightning rods on buildings. One of my favorite time travel thoughts is, what if the people attempting time travel have been successful, but they're reappearing in outer space, not on land, because the Earth wasn't in that exact spot X years ago. So, what reference frame is time travel relative to saying that the Earth/et al. Are moving is only meaningful relative to something else? Right, like what if time travel relies on a fixed point in the Milky Way, which of course is moving itself, but let us assume it moves really slowly. You can go back in time to 500 BC, when you were in modern New York City, but the time travel process dumps you exactly in that fixed point in space at 500 BC, and the Earth wasn't there in outer space. Maybe it's on the other end of its rotation. I just think it's a funny concept or inkle. We always see time travel was turning back time on the exactly spot you're standing, but what if there was no land when you materialized? Well, if we're going along the dark route of time travel restrictions, how would a person appear in the past/future? The person or object would have to displace the surrounding matter. We sometimes see it as air being moved. But what if a person just happened to be walking through that exact spot? On hell, it also depends on the type of time travel. Anyone reading this have a decent handle on the movie about time? Please let me know. I have theories, or questions, I don't know. Most things that have detoxifying properties. The body naturally detoxifies the blood. That is the whole point of the liver and kidneys, no? Well, waste as well as toxins. Yeah, the only real detoxifying treatment out there is called dialysis. It's what kidneys are for. We only use 10% of our brain. I am pretty sure I know a few people for whom this is true. And others, that is a very generous overestimation. Physics says bees shouldn't be able to fly. It was said as a joke, much like Schrodinger's cat, but people took it as fact. Edit. So I don't have to keep posting these links read injurious cat. https watamu edu/tilde/bed/sq/2013/07/30/ what did Schrodinger's cat experiment prove /right /b's https www.animaldynamics.com/the bumblebee flight myth/ I thought that was specific to bumblebees. I heard that their wings aren't big enough according to the laws of aerodynamics or something. Then when they took into account the speed of the wings it made sense. But the original idea I heard about was that the bumbles fly because nobody told them that they couldn't. I kind of like that, even if it's not true. The power of positive thinking. It's that the wings are too small to generate enough lift if they were to fly with a fixed wing the way airplanes fly. The fallacy comes from the fact that bees can move their wings. Yeah, they were actually correct, but what they proved was that bees couldn't glide. Which seems pretty intuitive since I've never seen any flying insect do anything that resembles gliding. They've always seemed to be 100% active flyers. I've seen a butterfly glide. Yeah, right. I totally blanked on butterflies/moths. Butterflies are anti-real, so that's not on you, bro.